Welcome in to the best damn show in the land. I'm your host, Josh Becker. Thanks for joining us from Buckeye Land here on a Tuesday night. As always, thanks to our sponsors, Buckeye Wine and Spirits, Plaza Mexican Grill, Playa Bowls, Buckeye Donuts, and Mikey's Late Night Slice. How's it going, Urban? Hanging in there, hanging tough. It's been a good week for Bucks. Got a lot of fun stuff to talk about tonight. Producer Joe's going to join us, going to talk some stuff that's been going on Twitter. Lots to talk about there. And the legend, Benny Spangs, as always, will join us, talk some recruiting, talk about that college sports commission a little bit and what's going on there. We got Mystery Buckeye tonight, and we got our top 3 list tonight. Should be a lot of fun. Top 3 old school video games. Old school, you can take and interpret that however you want. Probably be some stuff I was playing in my 20s, something like that. So it's pretty old school at this point. But yeah, top 3 video games. Throw those in the chat and we'll read them at the end of the show. We'll go through those with all the guests here on the program tonight. So yeah, here we go. We'll get into it. I'll go and give out the mystery Buckeye clues. How about that? Tonight's mystery Buckeye, 3 clues. It's a great, legendary Buckeye, as always. I love this guy, man. He was drafted in the 3rd round by the Saints, 3rd round draft pick. A couple of these clues are kind of dead giveaways. It's not that difficult tonight if you know your Bucks. So should be one that all the true Buckeye fans can get. 3rd round draft pick to the Saints. He pressured Ken Dorsey in the 2003 Fiesta Bowl when we won the Natty 2002 championship. And he pressured Ken Dorsey on the last play of the game to force the incompletion to win the Natty. He sung Carmen, Ohio many times, but the first time I believe that he sung it for all Buckeye Nation was at the 2002 championship game. It was in 2003. It was in January. Freezing cold in the shoe. He sung Carmen, Ohio beautifully, beautiful rendition, and he sung it many times after that. So he's known for singing Carmen, Ohio, pressured Ken Dorsey on the last play of the Natty in 2002 Natty, and he was drafted 3rd round by the Saints. So that's your mystery Buckeye tonight. Top 3 video games. I'm going to start things off with kind of sad news, but I just want to give this guy his flowers. Ted Smith, he was an All-American from the Buckeyes on the 74 and the 75 championship team. If you know those years, then you know he was one of the guys that helped Archie win back-to-back Heismans. Ted Smith, number 60, legendary Buckeye, 6'1", 257 pounds. That was good size for a guard back then. He actually came in as a linebacker, didn't change to guard until his junior year. Hey, what's up, Caraballo? The Caraballo family, how you doing? Go Bucks. So Ted Smith, he passed away, sadly, at age 71, but lived a great life. Great Buckeye. Like I said, he helped Archie win those championships. Woody moved him to guard. You know, Woody loved changing guys' positions. And he said, Ted, you're going to play some guard for me. So he moved him, and Ted wasn't real fond of that. I don't think he wanted to play guard, but he did. And after he got in there, and he said Woody was a little hard on him at some of those first practices, but he ended up loving the switch, and he was an All-American. His senior year in 75, he was a first-team All-American. First consensus All Big Ten. We had 4 All-Americans, 4 first-team All-Americans that year, which is quite a few. It was Archie, Ted Smith, Tom Skladany, the punter, legendary Buckeye punter, and Tim Fox, safety. So that was a legendary Buckeye teams, the 74 and 75 teams, Archie's Heisman years. So Ted Smith lived out his years. He was from I wrote it down here. Where was he from? Just wanted to give a shout out to Gibsonburg, Ohio. Great Ohio town. And that's where Ted Smith was from. And he was a paving superintendent for Shelby County out there near the Indiana border. Great Buckeye. Ted Smith. Rest in peace. So with that being said, I'm going to get us into our first guest here on the program. What's up there, Vols fans? Road to college. How you doing, brother? Were you up here in Columbus for the playoff game? Did I talk to you in the freezing cold? It was a great game. Don't know if you saw it. Your fans are great, though. I will forever give a ton of love to the Tennessee Vol fans. Love the passion of that fan base. And, we give them a lot of crap because they came up here talking all that crap, and we sent them home kind of sad. But They were awesome. They packed the place like they said they would. They didn't do everything they said they would, though. What's up, Fun Train? Here we go. I'm going to send out the invite to producer Joe. Get him in here and talk some Twitter. Producer Joe runs our Twitter account. It's the Buckeyes, Buckguys, Buckeyes, the Buckeyes. He's been killing it on Twitter. I just sent him the invite. A lot's been going on this week. Yeah, we'll get into it when Joe gets in here. But hopefully some of you guys will get this mystery Buckeye. Did you guys hear the clues? I'll give the clues again at the end of the show if you missed it. Or you could rewind and listen to them now. Then you'd have to come back live. Whatever you want to do. Producer Joe, actually, we were having a little problem with him getting texts. So, Joe, I know you're watching. I did send you the text. Hopefully, there he is. He got it. We got him, Urban. There he is, the producer of the show. Joey's in there. What's up, man?
What's up?
Hanging
Vols
loose,
fan
buddy.
talking?
Vols are in the house.
I love it. They love to hype up Michigan's win. It's like, really?
I guess, man. I like the Vols. They were a lot of fun, man. They're a lot of fun.
Well, everyone's tough on Twitter or
Yeah.
YouTube comment section, But when you see him in person, it's more personable,
right. The real fans, the tough guys in the comment sections, they're crazy. But yeah,
that's hilarious. But anyway,
how's Twitter been going? There was a tragedy kind of in Buckeye Nation. I know it's not the best thing to talk about, but we probably should touch on it. Kirk Barton there, Buckeye Scoop, kind of got himself in trouble, huh?
Yeah, it's a bummer. That's Ethan Perry. So R.I.P. It's awful. 24 years old, so
young guy.
Yeah.
If you haven't heard, Kirk got a DUI, right? It's his third DUI. He hit this kid and killed him. It's terrible.
It's awful. So yeah, don't drink and drive. It's bad.
Don't drink and drive. Yeah, get a
walk,
Uber, something.
Or have your buddy. You drove me home on Saturday.
Yeah. See? I stayed sober so Joey could drink.
Exactly. I got hammered. But no.
I drove the caddy. It was a great night. It was like a scoop event too, right? That he was like leading from.
That's what I heard. Wow. So it's awful. But yeah, and I don't know Kirk, but I do know people that know Kirk. They're mostly Twin Peaks girls.
Peaks, shout out to Twin Peaks. Great restaurant. Yeah, you've run into those guys there a lot, right? The scoop guys love that.
Yeah, I go to Twin Peaks for lunch like once a week, twice a week, maybe 3 or 4 times a week. No, just play. But I go to Twin Peaks like once a week, and every time I go in there, the scoop guys are there. So that's like their home base. But yeah, it seems like the Peaks girls really got along with his wife, and they said he was somewhat nice. So it's tough, but he made it's more than a mistake. That's an understatement. But it's awful.
He's got kids and wife. Yeah, he's in some serious trouble with the law, man. It's awful. And just everything else that happened with it. Yes, it really sucks. The Scoop, they're great. They kind of lead the way. They got one of the better Buckeye shows around. So shout out to the Scoop. Hopefully, maybe the other guys that kind of also contribute to that show can keep things going there. But
yeah, we'll see what happens. But because we talk about Twitter a lot, but that was huge Twitter news because Michigan fans hate Buckeye Scoop.
They hate Kirk Barton
for good.
And Scoop.
Because
he talks a lot of trash.
He does. That's mostly what his show is talking about Michigan and the Hammer. So when that happened, it was almost like Twitter exploded, But it's just an awful situation. So, but yeah, like I said, R.I.P. Ethan Perry. Like, hopefully his family's doing all right. And crazy, bummer.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody can recover from it. But yeah, tough deal there on Twitter. Yeah, for sure. And just national news everywhere. It was a big news story. Tough deal for Buckeye Nation.
Crazy. And but no, other than that, Twitter's going well. Had a tweet blow up yesterday. We had a Vols fan in the chat. So I had that. Maybe that's why he's here.
Maybe.
I posted that the fans when they're next to the inflatable M, because I feel like that was hilarious. Like, who does that? And my
Big
point was,
inflatable Michigan logo.
could you?
Ridiculous.
And we've talked about it before. Can you imagine Buckeye fans standing next to a inflatable Georgia G or
No,
Bama?
I'm not bringing that to a game.
A tailgate and a game that you're playing in.
Right. Another
So
team's logo.
it was crazy. So that tweet blew up a little bit. It was people were angry. It was mostly Michigan fans that were angry though, which was kind of funny. It was like
It's funny.
this is more of a dig at the Vols fans, but Michigan
Yeah,
fans,
Road to College. Go check that out at the Buckeyes. See what you
yes,
let us know what you think of that producer
for
Joe's tweet.
sure. You'll love it. Go stand next to an inflatable M. He was already like, well, just like we were talking about with the inflatable M. That's him in the comment section. Imagine losing to Michigan. We
Imagine just
smoked you. But I guess when you get smoked that bad in the playoffs, you just have to hype up a regular season
other.
loss. I don't
I don't.
get it. But
Doesn't make
anyway,
sense to me.
we'll
Imagine
move
winning
on.
the first national championship playoff. The 12-team playoff.
Crazy. But that was wild, 12-team playoff.
Incredible.
So yeah, pretty cool. We had what they say, Jeremiah Smith is a 99. That came out. I saw that on
Yeah,
Twitter
not a
today.
100. A lot of 100 hype, but
He
we'll
should
take 99.
he should be a 101.
The new video game. We're talking video games later. So yeah, I mean, we played a
Yeah.
lot of NCAA. Great game.
It's kind of fitting. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Ready for that
99.
top three.
Did you see his speed though? Did you see the little the thing there with him and Ryan Williams? They gave Jeremiah 94 speed. They gave
Hmm.
Ryan Williams 95 speed.
Let's see him race.
I
Well, it
think
might be true.
we need a race.
Ryan Williams is fast though, so I
He's
get it.
fast.
And he's a
No,
little
I
smaller. He's slender compared
yeah,
to Jeremiah's a big old boy.
he is, but he's fast as
he
lightning.
can he can move. So we'll see. Like I said, we didn't play last year's game, but maybe we'll have to buy this game so we can talk about it some more. But yeah, Twitter's been going good. Other than that, a lot of recruiting news on Twitter, so that was exciting to see.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely the recruiting trail's hot.
Some
We're in the
boom.
dead period now, or though I think, or something, right? There's like a
Yeah, so
strong.
just commits, I guess.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's looking good though. And then Spangler said
definitely.
we'll have him talk later, but I think we have some more coming tomorrow, hopefully. So
Oh
I
yeah,
saw some O line and D line, which is we need O line for sure.
trench babies. We need them.
Like
Trenchers.
let's pump the brakes on the wide receivers and focus on O line for a minute.
Yeah, no, we've been doing it though. No, we need we're getting them. They're coming in fast and furious. Yeah, another big group of recruits this weekend. Another visits. Should be great, man. It's exciting. It's exciting keeping up with all these recruits when you're in the mix with like every 5-star guy.
For sure. Yeah. I mean,
Nuts.
we're reloading, so it's good to see. Should be a fun season, but we're close. What are we? Like 9 weeks
Nine
away
nine
now? Or
weeks, I think. Yeah.
crazy. So it'll be here pretty soon.
I
So I'm
can't
ready.
wait, man.
Everyone's ready for a fall. It's hot out.
Dude, smoking hot. I was jackhammering out concrete today in the heat.
Jesus. That's
Terrible.
rough.
Terrible life. No.
Terrible. Get the show going. But
I'm blessed to have to work, but yeah, it's got to cool down a little bit. I see tomorrow it's supposed to be like 89, 90.
I
It's a
certainly have
little,
hopefully some clouds too. We need them clouds.
dude. We need them so bad, man. It's tough on the animals, like my dogs too. Like I gotta keep, they gotta get cool water. Thank goodness the kids are home here during the summer, so they can keep refreshing their water with cold water. It's too hot for them boys
Yeah,
and
for
us.
sure. Yeah, it's hot. That's
How's
what I was telling
Benji
Ben.
doing?
He's good. We go, but we switch the walks up. Like I go. We'll show the boy
Benji, there he is.
tired, but we do night walks and morning walk now because it's too hot during the day. It's ridiculous.
You're right, man. It's
But
insane. Yeah, you got to chill out. My dogs aren't even like barking at stuff during the day. They're like, just let it go. Just
let it go. They're probably in the shade.
yeah.
Just
No, they got plenty of
kick it.
shade. Yeah, cold water. But yeah, they're fluffy, and it's tough on them big boys.
Hairy dogs. Well, that was the
Mm,
weather segment.
dog time.
But good stuff. But yeah, it's really all I had. I didn't have too much else.
Yeah, good
We could do
stuff,
the
man.
top three. I'm
Yeah,
show my
let's get
age
into
a
your
little
top
bit.
three. Old school video games. Joey's probably got some good ones here. What do you got, man?
I got a solid top three. So I'm going Super Punch Out, number
Ooh,
one. Did you play
love
that at
that.
all?
Oh, absolutely. Mike
Super
Tyson was
Nintendo?
the last guy you played.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, no, it was awesome. That's a great game, man.
Gabby
It's
J.
addictive. Gabby
Yay.
J.
That was so fun.
Who are some
Uh,
other? Hit me with a couple other names of the guys you
let's.
fought. Do you remember?
I can't remember,
I
honestly.
know it's hard to remember,
I
but
should look
there were
some
some.
of them. What did you say first? Was the last guy?
Well, it was Tyson, but didn't they call him something else?
No, I think we're thinking of different games, honestly. But
Oh,
maybe they
okay.
did call him something else.
I
We'll
think they
look it
called him something
up.
else. He looked like Tyson. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm messing that up.
There was yeah, I don't know, some bull guy, and there was like a karate guy. I don't know, but anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Then
Great game.
I'm going GoldenEye throwback Nintendo 64.
No, 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 no. That music was so sick.
It
Dun,
was
dun, dun,
GoldenEye was so
dun, dun.
sick. Yeah, I mean, it was one of the first games where you could play against each other. Like
Multiplayer,
multiplayer.
first-person
Yeah,
shooter playing against each. No, it was incredible. It was absolutely nuts.
it was sweet. Yeah, it could
Flappers only, no guns, just hitting
for
each other.
sure. It'd get crazy, and you have big head mode, and it was
Yeah,
nuts. Groundbreaking for the time for you older.
completely. No, that's a great throw out, Joe. Great game.
Crazy GoldenEye.
Double O
Then I'm gonna
Seven.
go. We'll see. Super Mario. Yeah, Super Mario Brothers. Just
Love it.
throwback.
Like the
Just the
straight up
OG.
first Nintendo
Actually,
game.
I'll go
The
Super
first
Mario
one
World. We'll go
for
Super
for
Mario
Super
World.
Nintendo. For Super Nintendo,
That is Super Nintendo. And
that game
then,
is incredible.
yeah, because it was mind blowing, because
Oh, it's absolutely insane.
you were used to the old school Mario. Then Super Mario World was crazy for the
A whole
time.
nother level.
It
Graphics,
was
Yoshi, the
nuts.
map, the map and everything. It was crazy, man.
What's up, Outdoor Gavin? Go
What's up,
Bucks.
Gavin? Go Bucks, brother.
But who else do we got? Cool Kid. I don't
Put your hand on the camera. What's he talking about?
for Lamar Jackson edit. I don't know, but we'll take that edit. So yeah, but I loved
Pretty
Mario
good.
64 also. I was a big
Oh yeah.
Mario 64 guy. So Super Mario World and Mario 64. I'll have an honorable mention there, but
Both groundbreaking. Mario 64 took it to a whole nother level, yeah, with the joystick controller, 3D. It was insane.
it was crazy, crazy, crazy. But that's all I got. I'll let you get to Benny Spang. There's a lot of recruiting news, so stay tuned. Ben will inform
Absolutely.
you. But
Yep.
good stuff. I'll get at you guys.
Nice, Joe. We'll talk to you soon, brother.
That's right. Go Bucks.
Go Bucks, man.
Woo!
There he goes. Producer Joe. Great list there. Oh, did I get you out, Joe? Still on. Okay. Now he's gone. Maybe my Wi-Fi is being a little slow. Me and Joey's phones aren't syncing up, man. He's not getting my texts and stuff. We don't know what the hell's going on. But anyway, that was a great list of video games. 007? You kidding me? Yeah. Super Mario World and then Mario 64. All groundbreaking games there from producer Joe. All right. We'll get me and Spang's list at the end of the night here. But I will send the invite out here to the legend, Benny Spangs. We'll get into some meat and potatoes about this Buckeye recruiting. It's hot, baby. We're hot in the streets. Hopefully Ben's getting my text. Let's see. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck with me and Urban here. And some funny stuff happened down at the University of Florida. Ben was just telling me about. I hadn't heard. Here he is, joining the show, the legend, Benny Spangs. What's up, brother?
Hey,
How you doing, man?
good buddy. How you doing?
Awesome, man. Hanging tough. Here in the kitchen, got the studio set up.
There it is.
Feeling good. You're looking good, man.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. What do you want to start with, brother? You want to start with this College Sports Commission? We touched on it a couple weeks
Yeah,
ago,
probably
but
should. Yeah, missed out on it a bit, but just so everybody knows, there were 3 antitrust lawsuits against NCAA. Judge ruled that they were correct, ruled for them. So what they were about was the players complained and said that they didn't earn money while they were on the field. So now the NCAA owes players from 2016 to now $2.78 billion. So that includes all athletes, anyone that participated in the NCAA for the last 9 years. So now the NCAA council is dead, and they brought a new college sports commission, and they basically said that all the power schools have the right to create their own laws, their own enforcement organization, and you can basically handle however you want NIL and boosters and collectives, and any NIL deals you get just have to be vetted for valid business purposes. So it's $20.5 million to each school, and then
yep.
scholarships are on top of that. So everybody gets their scholarship, everybody gets their current NIL, and then the school has $20.5 million to spread out to however they want to their athletes. So rich get richer. Small schools probably see a lot of them get rid of football and basketball, focus on sports.
Focus on
Yes,
some
we
other
do.
things.
Yeah,
Oh, you looking
a
down
little
there at
people
that
in the chat.
gaze, asking if we work for Ohio State. That's funny you mentioned that gaze. We aren't directly associated with them, but we really love this, and we would love to get our media credential. And I've been beating down their
Yeah,
door. Like I'm going to the Fawcett Center, like the athletic
I think
department
we're getting it.
offices, where I
I
actually
think we're
talked to
getting it.
Ross Bjork. And if
Yeah.
anybody in the chat, anybody that's listening, if you want to help us out, send an email to Ross Bjork or his buddy Jerry Emick or Kevin Griffin.
Or
I don't
all of
have
them.
all those guys' emails in front of me, but if you look up Kevin Griffin, Jerry Emick, EMIG, or Ross Bjork, you could email them and say, hey, these guys at the Buckeyes show are doing a really great job, and we think they should have their media credential. I spoke with Kevin Griffin at a networking event just recently, and he likes the show. It's tough to get your credentials. So we could use all the help we can get. Email those guys for us.
Okay. There we
Shameless,
go.
Ben. Shameless plug to get our. I'm willing to
Love
do
it.
anything, brother.
Hey, it's all right. Give us those credentials and we'll be fine.
Right. But no, yeah, we talked about some of this. This is all the fallout from the House versus NCAA ruling, and the other stuff. But it's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough on the walk-ons. You basically everyone's on scholarship now from the start.
Yeah.
They're a preferred walk-on, and yeah, the antitrust lawsuits are nuts.
Yeah. They settled all 3 of them, 2.78 billion back to every athlete. And now the NCAA council is gone. College Sports Commission. They hired a former MLB guy. And again, the power schools basically can make their own laws. They have their own enforcement organization. So again, rich get richer. Small schools, probably weaker programs. Maybe some women's sports, some not so popular sports. Because each
Right.
school only has $20.5 million to give. And if you already don't have a big amount of NIL, I don't know how a lot of these other places are going to be able to compete. That's why I think it would make sense for some of them that have great women's softball teams would be better off to invest money in that to continue to have those good programs rather than
Mhm.
try to compete with the big boys, the Ohio States, Alabama, Texas.
Right.
And, it just doesn't make much sense to me. It really doesn't. Why you would want to do that? It just seems like a waste of $20.5 million.
Yeah, kind of is. Yeah, I like your theory there. It's going to be interesting to see if people just kind of bail on some of like the major sports on even giving them anything, or just kind of settle
Yeah,
with, nah, we're just going to give scholarships to our football team, obviously, and
yeah,
we're really not going to give any of the direct money from the university to them, the 20 and a half. We're going to go with women's lacrosse and try to take on North Carolina in that or something.
yeah. It's not going to
So
matter if
we'll
you have
see.
no chance of ever getting to the top 12 or maybe 14, 16, or who knows how high these playoff brackets are going to go. But if you never have a chance to get there as it is, how are you going to compete now? You couldn't compete before. You're not going to compete now. But if you
No.
were competing in other programs, rowing, the pistol team, whatever, then continue
Right.
to do that. Just focus on those areas and just have the best rowing team anybody has ever seen, because then you'll get
Yeah.
those athletes.
Giving rowers, $500,000. That'd be insane.
Yeah,
I
because
agree.
they don't
Your
have the
pistol team
NIL to do
players
it, but now they could compete with the $20.5 million cap, and that's supposed to increase every year.
per year. These NIL deals, that's what's hilarious, because there's definitely going to be
Yeah.
some shady ones. This College Sports Commission is supposed to regulate
Oh,
and
yeah.
inspect and check off every NIL deal,
Yeah.
right? And make sure it's on the up and up.
Not gonna
But
happen.
no, it's not going to happen. You're still
No.
going to be able to have a dealership sliding these guys a whole bunch of extra cash,
Yeah.
or vehicles, whatever. I
Because
mean,
now it can go. So you've got 130 plus Division One teams, and every
yeah,
athlete can go out there and get an NIL deal. So
yeah.
this is a new enforcement organization that they're creating. How do they have enough money to create a workforce to go out to every school and check every single athlete? That's why the rich are going to
Oh,
get richer. Okay, hey,
yep.
you come here to Ohio State and you vet that a local car dealership is truly paying this guy because of a valid business purpose. But you have one photo shoot with him there. Okay, he signed a contract for that. Done deal. Thanks, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. Thanks, Mark Wahlberg, Chevy.
Yeah.
It's
Jeremiah
it's it is.
Smith.
The rich are just going to keep getting richer. We're at the
Yeah,
point now in this college sports, at least with football and basketball, it's just professional. It's become a professional league.
it is. It's a
The
business, and that's
coaches are
how it should
making
have been, though.
millions. The players are
It
making.
should have
Yeah,
been.
no, it is. It is. They were doing a bunch of under the table BS before anyway. So
But think of how much money Eddie George, Terrell Pryor, these guys made for Ohio State and never got a
oh,
piece
yeah.
of it. They could walk around campus and see half the kids wearing their jersey, and they're
Yeah.
struggling. They're eating ramen because they're not allowed to even get a job because they're part of a sports program. But
Terrible.
somebody
You
in a
got.
science program can go get an internship, a paid internship at any point they want.
Hmm.
You think that kid's bringing in
No.
hundreds of thousands of dollars to the school? No.
No. Yeah, you really feel bad for even the players who didn't end up making it in the league. Kenny Guyton, think about him. JT Barrett. I
Yeah.
mean, Barrett had a little, some success. He's coaching now, but think about Kenny G,
Yeah.
baby. He was king of Columbus for a while. He
Craig
definitely could have made
Krenzel.
some money. Krenzel, yeah, all these guys. I mean, there was, like you said, it's just not fair if you're, this locally famous and able to make some
Yeah.
money off your name. I mean, yeah, we were saying it for years. It finally happened. So yeah, it's great for the
Yes.
players. I
And I'm
really
sure some
think
of
that
these
that's
guys
awesome. But
did make good money off the field. Some of these former players that we mentioned, but nowhere near what they deserve. And it kind of sucks. This only goes back to 2016. I think that's because in some of these suits, that's as far back as the players that were involved in it. I
okay.
believe.
I wanted to
Uh,
ask you that. How did they come up with that
yeah,
arbitrary number? Why isn't it
believe that's
2000?
when
Why
these
isn't it?
lawsuits were filed with
Hmm,
players in those classes and above. I believe. I could be wrong on that. That one I'm not 100% sure on.
man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you brought this up to me earlier today because I thought it was a signed, sealed. Michigan's president, Santa Ono. I thought the guy was just cruising right in to be a Gator, and they were
Nope.
they were
Nope.
opening up the office, new president of the University of Florida. You're
No,
telling me that
sir.
what's going on with this, Ben?
Door is locked. Do not enter, Santa.
They're not letting
No,
this
the
Michigan guy in.
no, the Florida Board of Governors, which is all of the presidents of the universities, the state
Yeah,
universities, voted that they did not want him. So now he has no job. So does he get to go back to Michigan, or do they move forward with the interim guy? And a couple weeks ago on a Friday is when the investigation hearing for Michigan was. But now the
right.
NCAA council is gone. So is this going to be their last stand, their last hurrah to just put the hammer to a program just to prove a point? Not that they don't have enough evidence already, but this makes things very, very interesting. I'm
Very
looking forward to
interesting.
see what comes down the road.
Oh yeah. No, it's It's been a great story to follow, great story to watch. Yeah, like you said, it's like their last hurrah. They're gone. It's why not just absolutely drop the hammer that everyone's been talking about for years now.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. But I just find it so funny that Santa Ono just peace, I'm out of here. Thinks he's getting out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Think he's getting away from the trouble. Gonna go get a nice, you know,
Nope.
job down there in Florida, and then they
Nope.
slam the door shut on him.
Turn that car around and drive 110 plus miles an hour back to where you came from.
I'm sure he'll land on his feet somewhere.
Probably. We'll see.
That's
We'll
funny,
see.
Benny. Yeah, man. The Ohio Stadium looking pretty nice. They've made some
Yeah.
changes over there at the shoe. Been
Yeah.
pretty cool, huh? Some
I
South
think
Stadium
so.
seats. Those things are looking
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah. There's, I believe, 400 chairback seats. They're going to be $6,000 a year. 9 suites with 12 people apiece in them. And you get to walk out the player tunnel to access those new seats.
That's one of
A
the
lot.
coolest perks
Yeah,
of
it's
the
so
seats.
cool. So cool. They want to modernize the place. I don't understand why people want to fight back against this. So they moved the band back to the north end zone. It was there in
Love that.
2001. Then they
Yeah, I
moved it
love
to the
that.
south end zone. Did people get upset then?
They probably did, but just change happens. They're not doing anything crazy to the shoe. It's all good
No.
stuff. We're not losing any general population seats,
No.
no general admission stuff. Um, it's all good things. The audio system needs improved. Have you heard any word about that
I
specifically?
agree. I agree. I haven't yet, but I think that is one of the things in the works down the road. I haven't heard anything about how it's progressing, but I would have to think that that's got to be pretty high on the list because it's not great. And when you got a voice like Paul Keels, you want everybody to enjoy that.
You want to
You don't
hear
need
those
any
golden
static.
chords? No, yeah, it's crazy. We need to improve the audio there in the shoe for a little while. I hope that's on the
Yeah,
short list of improvements to happen here.
I
You
agree.
wouldn't think it would cost that much money. We got the jack.
Well, even if it does, exactly. You know, if the
Right.
boosters can pay a couple of these players millions of dollars, you can pitch for a couple millions of dollars to improve the stadium. But I think this is a great thing. Like I said, modernize it, make that
Yep.
north end zone look really cool. I'm
hmm
excited to see how it looks.
Speaking of other modernizing of stadiums here in Columbus, did you hear that Nationwide Arena is getting kind of a facelift where the Blue
No, it
Jackets
didn't.
play downtown? Yeah,
No,
they're
of
doing I can't remember. It's millions of dollars or something. You know what I mean? It's some
course it is.
high number, but it's a 25-year-old stadium, still in really good shape. But they're going to do some huge video screens like out on Nationwide Boulevard and
Oh, that's cool.
near High Street. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. A lot of the improvements are outside the stadium, patio stuff
Okay.
and new lights, and just making it look even better down there in Columbus.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a cool area to be at outside of the stadium.
hmm
You know, there's a lot of people just walking around downtown. They go down there for the games just to enjoy the game at the local bars around the game.
Right. Yeah, even when it's not in season, even there's so many events and concerts down at Nationwide. So now there's going to be cool, videos for that stuff going on. You got the
Yeah,
Crew Stadium, the new stadium down there. It's
that's
been there a
true.
few years now, still new to me, but yeah, it's happening, man. The Arena District is pretty badass. You got the
Yeah, it
like
really is.
Huntington Park,
Really is.
where the Clippers plays. So cool. One of the best minor league baseball stadiums. Any of you all watching here, if you come to Columbus, check out a Columbus Clippers if you're into baseball games. One of the coolest minor league stadiums in the country. Sweet.
I don't know how many games they'll have in the fall, but if nothing else, at least go down to the Arena District, check out Goodale. Hey, it's a
Yeah.
really cool, really modern area to go to,
Yeah,
and a
it's
lot of
really
good
nice.
bars.
Yeah, very clean, classy. Columbus is a great city, man. We are just
Yeah,
booming. It's a place to be.
and I'll
I
say it
love
again:
Columbus.
underrated pizza city. If you like pizza, come get it. Mikey's
Yep,
Late Night
underrated.
Slice.
Home a lot of the wings too. Yeah, Mikey's, Buffalo Wild
Yeah,
Wings. Who else,
yeah.
Benny? We were talking about
Oh,
the wings place that came here. Oh,
oh,
Roosters.
yeah. Rooster started here in Ohio. B Dubs was right down by campus. You know, everybody knows those places, but you know, go to one of those. There's always
Wendy's.
PJs on Frambies that I always talk about.
You love
You know,
shouting them
Fat
out.
Bubba. I
When are we
do,
getting
man.
PJs as a sponsor? You need to get down there.
We need to. Yeah, what you guys need to do is speed very quickly over to PJ's when you get into town.
Right on
Fly
Frambies.
around. Move at a high speed
Great.
to get there.
All right, Benny. I've been chomping at the bit here. Let's get down to brass tacks. Let's get into the
All right.
recruiting trail here. I can finally ready for this. A big sigh, deep breath here. Ready? My guy.
You've been waiting on this for a month.
A month, dude. A year,
Yeah,
longer.
that's true.
Sincere Johnson, the pride of Glenville, Ohio. Glenville Tarbloodder. We brought him home. Sincere is home, baby. He's going to be a Buckeye. My favorite linebacker in this whole class. I've just been, if you watch the show, you know how much I love Sincere, and I've been
Every
just
week.
biting my nails because it's like he's a Glenville guy, and all our
I know.
all our diehard Buckeye fans know Glenville. That's it's basically Ohio State's minor leagues.
I know.
And we bring everybody in from there. Orville Reese, the starting linebacker right now, the Tarbloodder. So we had to get this guy, and we got him.
Got it.
So excited.
And hopefully that gives us a leg up and possibly flipping Jameer Perez.
Oh, could flip. I'm not counting on that, but
I've heard some things.
okay. Word on the
see.
street. It's a
Yeah,
possibility.
we're on the street. We'll see. I mean, not over yet, but we'll see. I think things are looking a little more positively than they were a month ago.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, lots of visits going on. Who else you want to
Yeah.
talk about here, man? You want to talk about Braylon Womack?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
he was. Go ahead.
there's a chance that we get this guy. It seems to be more and more smoke coming from Womack, dude.
Yeah.
This guy's a beast. Number 1 safety, I believe, right?
Correct.
We already got Blaine Bradford. Absolute beast. He's a good to go, full commit
Yep.
there at safety.
Simeon Caldwell.
Who could be a linebacker. Caldwell is amazing. May end up being like a Sonny Styles type where he's safety now, but I could see him maybe being a backer. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
Big boy.
Womack is a monster. Who are we going? Who are we competing against with Womack? Who's his other top
Oh
stars?
man, Womack. Gosh.
Bama?
Yeah, I think it's quite a few of the big boys. But I know he was just here. I know he's been on a couple shows lately. I know he was very impressed with Ohio State. And this is a guy that Ryan Day really wants. And obviously we recruit DBs very well. And
Yes,
they
we
really
do.
want that trifecta.
Gosh, that would be insane. Yeah, Tim Walton. Shout out to Coach Walt there for the DBs, BIA. Really doing his thing there. Who else are we really trying to lock down on right now? Carter Meadows.
Obviously, yes. I was thinking more like Felix Ojo.
Oh my gosh. Now that is a 2-horse race with us in Texas.
Yes, it is.
A lot of people still saying Texas kind of has the edge there, but
he was just here. Apparently, he loved it, and he did very well today over at the Rivals camp, going against MVP Kerry Wilder and OSU commit.
Ooh, yeah. Ojo's looking pretty good.
Yeah, looking pretty good.
Those O-line, D-line drills with no pads, they get chippy, don't they?
Yeah, but it's one-on-one drills. That's what makes it look so bad. It makes it just. I hate it for offensive linemen because you're going one-on-one against a guy that just has a. I don't like it.
I'm with you. I was going to let you go with that. It's not really. It's so tough on the offensive guy, right? It's really tough.
Yes. A one-on-one drill without pads, and there's no real quarterback. There's just a bag back there that's not going to move. Yes, it's completely lopsided. I love it. Hey. Drop the bag.
Ooh, drop it on him, please. I'll tell you what lineman did look really good in those drills, though. Our guy, Sam Greer.
Oh, absolutely.
I saw some highlights of him on those just hands, no pads, just protecting the pylon guy. And, dude, he is physical and nasty. Sam Greer. I can't wait to see him.
Very excited. Aaron Thomas, another offensive lineman, announces his commitment tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes.
I haven't heard a whole lot about him. 4-star?
3-star offensive lineman. I think he's got size to play inside, outside. I think he's listed at an offensive tackle. But he seems to be very good and very underrated for his star status. Big boy. Okay. He's like 6'8".
Ooh, baby.
Yeah. But also at Rivals camp, there was a certain player, very important piece to this class, who's wearing Ohio State Buckeye shoes. wearing these beautiful OSU cleats. His name is Derek Cooper.
Oh, I got him written down too. He's another guy that we're really heating up on.
Could you imagine how quick this class would flip even if they just get two guys like Ojo and Cooper? Dude, they're going from, and we moved down to fourth now because they only have 16 commits. But I think that could change very quickly because, let's see, I got to check here because there's so many. Damari Simeon, the big 4-star defensive tackle, he's announcing Friday. So he's Friday, and I think we already talked about a couple of these guys. Jackson Samuels Ford, another defensive end, 4-star, they've been very excited about. It's down to us, Penn State, Wisconsin, and some other team I won't mention. But he's announcing on Friday as well. So there's a couple of big 4 recruits, I'd say, this week that have Ohio State down to their last 2, or at least in their last 4, that have all recently visited in the last 2 weeks.
We could really, we're already, like you said, we're 6 overall right now in the recruiting class, or 4?
Fourth overall.
Fourth.
Yeah.
I feel like we could get to 1, like, quickly. So. Yeah, if all these dominoes fall.
I think so.
Regardless, we're going to be a top 5. However it shakes out, we will.
Yeah.
Hey.
We'll see what happens. I mean, USC may drop a little bit if they can convince Luke Waffle to come back this way to the Midwest. Supposedly, they're still in the race. You know, he committed to USC last Thursday.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. And we didn't even mention our guy, Favor Key, from right over here in Delaware.
Hometown kid. That's our guy, Favor. I was talking to some Hayes kids the other day, some middle school players. I was like, is this a Key guy, the real deal? They were like, oh, man, absolutely. I mean, what am I going to say? But no, he's our hometown kid. I saw him running a nice, like, wheel route, just like at some 7-on-7. Made a great over-the-shoulder catch. Did a backflip, standing backflip in the end zone. He's athletic as hell. Yeah, Favor Key. We are super excited for him. Probably still going to be the only back. Is there any more smoke going on Hyder?
Well, Derek Cooper is listed as an athlete. But again, he's like 6'1", 6'2", 220, 225 pounds. Where else would you play a guy like that?
True.
Here's the rock.
Hey, I forgot to write his name down, and maybe you can help me remember. We got a D-line recruit. Larry got Zahir. Shoot, what's his name? I don't know. Hate putting you on the spot like that. There's so many great recruits going through the cycle right now, but I thought that we got a pretty good defensive line recruit here like a week ago.
Oh, that committed?
Yeah, that committed.
Or maybe Kerry Wilder?
No, not him. Thought his name started with a Z. Oh well.
It's not Zahir Keen, I assume.
No, I don't think so. Yeah. I don't know. It's all good. I know you like to pick on Larry, but he's trying, Ben. We're trying to get those D-line recruits in here.
I think Matt Patricia's trying.
No, Larry's just hanging out in Columbus now. You know, he's the godfather, man. Everybody, I mean, these kids, they still want to come and learn from Larry. Even if he's not out on the trail, knocking on doors.
It just sucks when you wheel him to the airport, and he's got to get special parking and, he's got to sit up front and they got to spoon feed him. Hey, all that stuff is bad. No, I'm just kidding. Larry's still got it. It sucks he missed out on Waffle, but if he can get a couple of these other kids, if he can get this Jackson Samuels Ford kid, if he can get Damari Simeon,
there you
I'll
go.
shut my mouth. Because right now they only have one. We have one defensive line recruit.
Man. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, the Simeon kid, I've seen some stuff on him. He looks great.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. Yeah, maybe Patricia can do it on his own. Get out there.
It looks like he has been.
Yeah, we'll see. Did you see we started recruiting another quarterback pretty hard? Is it Fahey?
Yeah. Luke Fahey? Yeah, he was a 3-star. He's now a 4-star. I think he was committed to a smaller school.
Hey, shooting up the charts. He must have had a growth spurt, or people something's going on with this Fahey kid. I saw he's a new. We got our eyes on him hard now.
Yeah, he just had his official visit last weekend.
Yeah, looked pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll see. I like Brady.
They offered him a while ago because they don't have a quarterback right now for 26. So he was somebody after everybody else turned him down, they pivoted towards Luke Fahey, and he was gone from a 3-star to a 4-star now. So that would be great to actually have a quarterback in this class.
Got to have one. You got to have one, at least one in there. Come on, boys.
Well, I think that's why Brickholder came in. You at least need a camp arm. Give these guys a little bit of a break.
No, definitely. Yeah, you got to have somebody slinging around. Ryan Day, I mean, he can throw it okay. He can't be stepping in there all the time. Yeah, get RJ in there. He's looking good, man. I mean, he just keeps developing and getting bigger, and he's getting more and more offers. I don't know. I think he's got Big Ten offers now, to be honest. I don't
Really?
want to put any words in any school's mouths here, but I think he got an offer from, because RJ always, I follow him and he posts when he gets offers, from whatever schools. I think Purdue offered him. So starting to get up there. RJ, he's a beast. He'll be a junior, I believe, this year.
Could be.
Think
Does he
so.
want to follow Drew Brees, or does he want to come win a national title? Depends.
Right. It's pretty crazy when he is son of the coach. You know what I mean? There's a lot of speculation, a lot of stuff going on there. Is he getting this offer? Is it legit, or is it just because his dad? But I don't know. He's definitely talented. We'll see where that'd be so crazy if he ended up at another Big Ten school or something, and we had to play him, wouldn't it?
Would not
That'd be
be.
weird.
That would not be a great scenario.
No, especially if he turns out to be great. Like damn
Which
it.
I'm sure he probably will.
Then he can just transfer though. A couple years at Purdue,
Okay.
transfer portal.
Pull a Big Willie style.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Just bring RJ in.
Great.
Honestly,
Fantastic.
it's kind of crazy though to think about, because we are so stacked at QB, and the Q line there is so deep that it's like RJ probably could get experience if he went to Purdue or something. What if he started as a freshman?
Look, Aaron Nolan left, man.
Yeah, couldn't even find room for him. Yeah, I mean, he was so talented. What's going on with him though? He didn't really play last year, did he?
No, I think he just transferred over the winter.
Where'd he transfer to?
That's a hell of a question. You got me
He was
on
at
that
South Carolina. He transferred again. Wow. I wish him a lot of luck, man. I loved Aaron Nolan. I mean, I still like him, but yeah, good luck, Aaron. Yeah, the portal's nuts. The competition for quarterbacks crazy. It's so hard to crack the actual starting spot there. I mean, we're set. We know where we're at. I mean, St. Clair's the future. We got this 2-horse battle this year, but then it's going to be St. Clair next year. I think no matter whatever happens, I think St. Clair's going to be so ready next year. I'm talking 26.
You don't think Julian is going to stay and play 2 years?
I mean, I do think so. I'm not trying to be crazy here, but dude, I've
With
seen
these
St.
weapons?
Clair.
So in next year, he would have Chris Henry. So Carnell Tate's leaving. So you got Mila Graham. You still have Jeremiah. You'd have Quincy Porter. And like I said, Chris Henry. Plus you got KDW coming in. And I know I'm missing two other Fred, Brock Boyd, and I know I'm missing another one.
Boyd,
Chris Henry's Jaden Ricketts, guy from right here in Pickering.
Ricketts. Yeah, the Watkins Memorial.
So he would have all these targets plus the young tight ends we have. We've talked about LeBlanc. So why would you want to leave? If he wins a starting job, why wouldn't he stay here and just make himself look better for the NFL?
No,
he's only a redshirt. He's a redshirt freshman right now.
Saying is great.
A redshirt sophomore.
I think that either Keenholz or Sander can have a great year, and it's probably going to be Sam. And I hope that he has. I mean, obviously, I'm a massive Buckeye fan, and I'm hyped on him. I'm not even saying he's going to. I just think that Tavian St. Clair is like one of the best quarterback recruits we've had in a while, and that's really saying something. With the kind of guys we've come through the program here.
So maybe we have the Texas ideal, and our Arch Manning stays and just learns.
I don't know. I don't know how long he'll sit. Hopefully he'll hang out for a while. Looks like he might have to, but yeah, we'll see. And then I really like Brady Edmonds coming in 27. That's the California kid. I think he's a 5-star.
That's a long ways away, buddy.
Hey, it's the Buckeye show. We know what's going on here. We can see the future.
Yeah, we know what's going on. That's a lot of NIL offers between now and then.
Now, Edmonds, if you guys don't know Brady Edmonds, so he's locked in. That kid is coming here for sure. I follow him on social media. He is when you see the type of interaction with all the other Ohio State recruits, like Chris Henry Jr. and Dixon Wyatt that you mentioned, he is locked in with these dudes. Like, and the
I
way he
hope so.
always talks about the Bucks, he's committed. Brady Edmonds will be here. He'll
That'll
be a
be
good one.
great.
He's really good. You're gonna love him. Redhead fella, like you.
I hope
He'll
he's
be
a
like a
red
crick.
bearded fella.
He'll be like a
There's
crick.
not much. There's a bunch of freckles up there. Not much red head.
Red bearded.
Red bearded. What we need.
I love it. Yeah, quarterback, we are set, baby. I mean, like you said, it is kind of weird we didn't have one in the 26 class, but looks like we may have solved that issue. So we'll see.
Yeah, I hope so. Get a transfer in here. Get the Fahey kid. That'd be cool. Yep. I don't know what Keenholz is going to do. I assume if Julian starts, Keenholz is gone the December portal. And maybe vice versa. Yeah. Lincoln starts, maybe Julian transfers again.
Well, hold on. How's that lineup again December? I hope he sticks around for the playoff run, like we've talked. That always sucks. I mean, if we're in the playoffs, I hope that he at least can, hold on for a little while there and enter the portal later on. But
well, you have the portal in December, and then you have the one in April.
To wait for April.
Wait until after most teams' spring games and see who gets injured, and then move on.
Hey, even Jim Knowles stuck around through the playoff run, even though we weren't using him at all.
That's true. He wanted that paycheck.
Oh, yeah. God, what a wild story that was. Trying to renegotiate his salary, like, before the playoffs.
I was all butthurt about it. And
So
Penn State didn't reach out to him. 26 hours later, he reaches out to Penn State about getting a new job.
Man. Outdoor Gavin, thanks for tuning in tonight, man. Talking about the Illinois game.
Appreciate everybody that's been in the chat this evening. Messi or Ronaldo, not informed enough to make an opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. They're Crank State. What's up, buddy? Love the ring. Yeah, we're not. I'm not either, Benny.
No.
I'd say Messi. I like Lionel Messi though, but I'm not a big soccer fan. Messi seems to be a magician.
Pele, all the way.
Brian McBride, the pride of the crew.
Sure, there it is.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, Gavin though is right here. This Illinois Buckeye game, that's my sleeper team in the Big Ten. Maybe it's not a big sleeper. People know they're going to be decent, but Illinois looks like they're shaping up to have a pretty good team this year. I'm not going to say they're going to beat everybody.
Exceeded expectations last year.
Yeah, they did. I think they've got another team just like that. They may even do a little better. We'll see. They might finish third or fourth in the Big Ten.
What about old Signetti?
We'll see how he does in his. Is this just his second year coming up?
Yes.
Correct. Wow. He came in gangbusters with Indiana.
He brought a lot of those coaches with him, and he brought a lot of James Madison kids with him. So we'll see. I don't know how many of them left. I don't know how many are still there. But, I mean, I would imagine a guy like that can probably recruit. Got a pretty lively personality.
Yeah, he does. For sure. Rourke is gone. Curtis Rourke, their quarterback.
Yeah.
He's out.
Yeah, he was a transfer.
Right. He came from James Madison? Or they got him from somewhere else? I can't remember.
Curtis Rourke came from somewhere else. I think he came from Washington State, maybe?
Nice. That was a good pull. That kid's good. Do you know what NFL team he ended up with? He's on a roster, right?
Yeah, he got drafted in the 7th round. I don't remember who.
Yeah. I liked him. Rourke.
Yeah, he only went one round after a national championship quarterback.
So crazy, man. Think Will's learning the ropes there from Rodgers, okay?
Rodgers said he would teach him. He wants him to do well.
Yeah, how about that? Rodgers is the coach now, the teacher.
Not going to stop Pittsburgh from drafting a quarterback next year.
Yeah, we'll see. There'll be some good QBs next year. We'll see what happens. It's kind of cool to see A-Rod say that though, because I feel like in the past he's like when he was with Green Bay, didn't he say some stuff about not wanting to teach Jordan Love much?
No, he helped out with Jordan Love. It was Brett Favre that didn't want to help him. Brett Favre basically told him to go,
I thought A-Rod said the same thing, kind of, and later in his
No,
years.
he wasn't happy that the team took him, and he didn't find out until like a minute before the draft pick. But
Right.
I assume with the way Jordan Love has started and those two being together for 3-4 years, he's had to have, been somewhat of an influence.
You'd think so, but seems like he's coming around in his old years. I saw him say today this is his last season.
Mm-hmm. He's 41.
Yeah. No, he's washed up. He's done. Great career, but
I mean, hell, he's older than us.
yeah, it's pretty nuts to think about. Still doing it.
Still
Had a good
doing it.
run. Yeah, I hope Will
Yeah.
can learn a thing or two from him. Definitely a wealth of
I think
knowledge
he
there.
will. I think he will.
Freaking
We'll see.
Steelers.
I
You
hope
guys,
all the Buckeyes do well.
it's so tough. You guys, me and Ben are both big Browns fans. If you don't watch the show, so we're kind of we love Will, but it's kind of tongue in cheek when I say that I want him to do well. I do want him to do well,
Not a
but at the
big
same
fan
time,
of not a big fan of the two quarterbacks that the Browns took in the draft, but we'll
not
see.
really,
Maybe we'll get
man.
lucky and one of them will hit.
I hope so. Or we just suck again and we try to get another quarterback next year with like a higher pick. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Keep throwing
We can't
darts at the
figure it
board.
out. Andrew Barry, you're running out of plays here, running out of cards. There's
Jimmy
no way he's
Haslam's
around too
running out
much
of time.
longer.
Jimmy Haslam
Yeah.
needs to sell the team. Good God. Made him take Johnny Manziel. Made him take Shador, basically. I mean, let's get out of here. My God.
You are
But he
not
did take
wrong, Benny.
Quinshon Judkins, which should be cool. And speaking of
Yeah.
which, I'm very interested to see, CJ Donaldson is going to play quite a bit.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really want to see who else steps up in the backfield this year. A lot of people think it is going to be Peoples. It's going to be SWD.
Yeah. Sam
Or
Williams
is it
Dixon.
going to be Bo Jackson? Because supposedly Bo has looked phenomenal so far.
We've seen him. Kid looks like a stud.
Yeah.
Bo knows ball, baby. Yeah. Sam Williams Dixon and Bo Jackson both are going to be competing hard for that third running back spot. Hopefully, we get to see some touches there. I mean, the first game of the season, it's so nuts that it's this big of a game. Normally, it's like, oh, a little tune-up game. Maybe we're going to see SWD in there. Maybe put some Bo Jackson.
That's week 2, week 3. That's Grambling State and OU.
Maybe we will be up by 28 in the third quarter and see those guys.
Yeah, I love it. Just pick off Arch Manning, ruin his Heisman, everything right away. Moves back in the draft. Is he even a second rounder? I'd love it. How great would that be?
We've done it before, man. Buckeyes kind of have a history of just kind of screwing up guys' Heisman hype and top
Yeah,
players. They come in here and we put it to them, and sometimes it kind of ruins their career.
yeah, it does. I'd like to see
So
them do that to Drew Aller. Be really happy about that.
that's one me and you just cannot figure out why everybody's so hyped
Yeah,
on him. He's an Ohio kid. I mean, he's fine, whatever. Like to
yeah,
me, he's a very average quarterback. I just
yeah.
don't see it. I know
I
you
don't
don't
even know
either.
if he's average. I think he's
I,
below average. I don't think he's
I
very
was
good at
being
all.
nice there. I was being nice.
Yeah,
You're right. That Notre Dame game, he
yeah,
was
he's bad, man.
horrible.
He's bad.
Yeah.
He's bad and he's not very good.
You're not very good. Yeah, I'm excited for the Penn State game this year. Continue that streak.
Yeah, me too. Watch James
Can't wait.
Franklin lose another big game.
Damn right. Big game, James. Well, what do you think here, Benny? You want to do Mystery Buckeye or you want to do your top 3 old school video games?
Oh, I know who your mystery Buckeye was.
Want me to give the clues out? Let's do it real quick.
Yeah, yeah, go
Keep your
ahead.
mouth. Don't say anything, Ben. Wait until I at
Yep.
least say the clues. Damn it.
All
Kind
right,
of a
go ahead.
softball this week, right? It was easy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there were many clues in there that just made it too easy. Especially, I mean, clue 2, you should have got it if you've been a Buckeye fan that long. Clue 3 was the easiest one in the world. But some people might not know that. So they
No,
might not have got it.
yeah, I don't want to make anybody feel bad because we have been around a little while now, and
Yeah.
this is common knowledge to us. But you could be a diehard Buckeye fan that you've been watching games for 10, 15 years, and maybe this stuff slipped by you because this is
Hey, maybe
2002.
when you said third round pick to the Saints, I'm guessing they didn't think of Will Smith, but they may have thought of Von Bell or Pete Warner.
Exactly. No, but I
But
did kind of give away
unfortunately, it
the other
was
stuff.
neither of those guys.
I mean, I started the show talking about Ted Smith. The guy played in 74, 75. We got people that are going to be watching the show that love Ted Smith, that he is their, Paris Johnson. I mean, this guy, they're like, oh, of course, Ted Smith. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to lie, I don't know Ted Smith that much. I've heard his name, but yeah, I had to kind of research him, look up some of the stuff he did, two-time All-American, playing, helping Archie get the Heisman. Great guy, legend, and I don't know much about him. So
Yeah.
anyway, Mystery Buckeye.
Probably
For
people
everyone
don't
else
know
except
about John
Ben,
Hicks either.
John Hicks, another guy who blocked for Archie, another All-American and runner-up for the Heisman as a lineman.
Yep.
Absolutely incredible.
We
All
need to
right,
get back to that.
dude. Right, that would be so insane. You think we'll ever see an O lineman win it?
No. Win it? No.
Win it,
No,
dude.
not at all. No,
Nah.
not at all. The NFL just came out with a new offensive lineman award. So the best offensive lineman in the NFL will now actually get an award, which is something
Really?
they should have done years ago. Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know. That's what I thought.
Do you know what they're calling it? They name it after Orlando Pace?
They should have. I don't know what they're calling it.
The pancake. Pace Pancake Trophy.
They could call it the Lou Groza.
Now we're talking. Lou Groza Trophy. What a
What's
legend.
up, Joseph Evener?
I love it. I love it.
All right,
Let's
Mystery
see.
Buckeye, who you got?
Mystery Buckeye. First clue, drafted in the third round by the Saints. Second clue, pressured Ken Dorsey on the last play of the 2003 Fiesta Bowl, where we won the national championship over the
Pass
Miami Hurricanes.
interference.
Yeah, Fryer on Gamble. But yeah, once they got the ball back and then they couldn't score because this guy got the quick pressure on Dorsey. And then the last clue, great singer, phenomenal singer. Nobody sings Carmen, Ohio better than this guy. First time he sung it for everyone was the Natty Celebration in
Yeah, I think he
2003 in
sings it with a
January.
C note in his hands.
Ooh, hitting a C note, was he?
I think so.
That's right, Benny. If you don't know that, we're talking about C. Grant. I already know you knew. You didn't have to say it. I got the glory this time.
All
C.
right.
Grant, Buckeye linebacker. Kind of undersized. I think he was only like 6 foot tall. But
Yeah. But he could fly, man. I bet he could do 100 miles an hour on the field easily.
oh,
If
he was
you
a
put
crucial.
him in a residential area with one of those like speed limit signs, and it was only like whatever the speed limit was, I bet he would reach over 110 miles an hour.
Easily. While singing.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
found
probably.
my friendship.
I'm doing 114.
No, Benny, he definitely could sing his heart out, and he's all over YouTube. He's sung Carmen, Ohio at all kinds of Buckeye events. C. Grant, just a legendary Buckeye man, great guy.
Yeah.
That's our mystery Buckeye for tonight. Hopefully, some of you guys will get that.
Yeah.
Benny, top 3 old school video games. What you got, brother?
I was gonna shout out Need for Speed, but that's just my honorary mention. Need for
Hot
Speed.
Pursuit. That was my favorite one of the franchise.
Yeah,
Hot Pursuit.
that too. Yeah,
It was a
the
good one.
cops would always chase you. You gotta watch out for the parked cars.
You could be the cops too. Do you
Yeah,
remember
that's
that?
true.
You could be the
I
cops
do.
and chase your buddy and try to like set out roadblocks and spike strips and all that
Yeah,
stuff and try
it
to
was
catch them.
fun. Yeah,
It was really
parked
fun.
cars.
Yep.
I was gonna say GoldenEye, but Joey already took that. So, and I assume one of these other ones is probably gonna be like one that you enjoy. So I'm gonna say Halo was a big fan of. Great game. Spent a lot of time playing that in college.
Oh yes.
Another one, because it had a great opening scene, just like a movie, Saving Private Ryan, was Medal of Honor Frontline.
Ooh,
The
yeah.
opening scene was just like Saving Private Ryan. It was awesome.
Normandy, D-Day Beach.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, that was
And
crazy.
then top one has to be NCAA 06, which ironically came out in 05. But it was the first one that had like the in-depth dynasty mode where you could scout, recruit. You had the impact players.
Yeah.
You had the career mode where you could like work your way through and try to win a Heisman yourself by playing as yourself, not a team. And I think it was the first one where you could scramble and still pass the ball. So yes, they improved a lot. This was like the big NCAA. It was the first one that was fantastic. Yeah, they changed a lot of things. That's when NCAA got huge. The only bad thing was it had probably the worst cover that anybody has ever seen. It
Desmond
involved
Howard,
somebody
right?
doing a Heisman. I wasn't even going to say his name.
All
Yes.
right, my bad.
Yeah. Worst cover of all time.
Yeah, it's so funny because I actually have a copy of that, and I'm looking over my shoulder because I actually had it. Maine's got a PlayStation 2, and he was gonna play that, and I had it here in the kitchen. I was gonna pull that up live for you,
Great game.
but I think he took it upstairs. No,
Yeah.
that's crazy. The first game that you could like scramble and like throw while
Scramble and
scrambling.
pass. The first one where
Yeah.
you could scout and recruit. The career
Mhm.
mode where you go through and try to win a
Yes.
Heisman as your own player. Not part of the team. You just control your own player. And the first one, I think, that had the impact players, where they would, just highlight to if like a sweet defensive end or Jeremiah Smith, you could just throw the ball to them and they're going to catch it or get a sack. Yeah, it's a great one. NCAA 06, probably the greatest NCAA game ever made.
No lies detected there.
Oh.
Great
All right, buddy.
franchise. So glad it's back. That's nuts too. We were talking about how the teams that get played with most in the online gaming of the new NCAA 26, those
Yeah.
teams actually get a higher cut of the money
Yeah.
that they distribute back to
Yes.
these teams. So if the Buckeyes are the most played team online,
They
the
get
players
kickback.
get more.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They get kickback. So anybody out there that's a Buckeye fan, get the game, play as a team. We need a new sound system.
Now you're talking. Get in there and play as the Bucks so we can get some new
Get in there.
speakers. I love that. All right, you ready for my list?
Yeah, what do you got? Top three.
I got too many. I'm just going to rattle a couple honorables off. You took
Okay.
Halo from me. Shout out to my friend Brody Boyd and Corey O'Brien and Shepard. Used to play tons of Halo. It was fun as hell sitting around just playing some Halo, man. Good times. Man, 007. It's so great.
Yeah. Great one.
Donkey Kong Country, that whole franchise, the first Donkey Kong Country for Super Nintendo.
Sure.
Not the old school Donkey Kong, those games were cool, but Donkey Kong Country and then Diddy's Conquest and I don't know, Donkey Kong Country 3 was pretty cool too with Dixie and Trixie and I don't even know, they got some new characters, but
Yeah, I
it was a
didn't
good
play those.
franchise. Tecmo Bowl, I know you played some Tecmo Bowl. You had to
Yeah,
on
it was
regular
okay.
Nintendo. One of my favorite but the first football game I can remember playing, Tecmo Bowl.
Okay.
So, Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen there in the Raiders
Yeah.
backfield, just
Tecmo
untouchable
Bowl,
Bo
NFL
Jackson.
Blitz. I remember that. It was also one of the first ones I ever played.
That was quite the game.
Yeah.
Ice hockey for NES was insane.
Okay.
Sim City. I'm a big I like the simulation games. I love Sim City and I love Roller Coaster Tycoon, Civilization, Age of Empires,
Yes,
Command and
that was
Conquer.
one. Yep. God, you just took them from me. Yeah, Age of Empires and Command and Conquer almost made my list. I played
Command and
those on
Conquer.
the PC back in the day.
Yes, I was too. Me and Mike were
Yeah.
playing them on the PC. Command and Conquer Red Alert is one of the best games of all
Awesome.
time.
Death from Above.
Yep. And I guess the last one, maybe they're kind of one of my top spot there. Metal Gear Solid
Okay.
for PS1 was incredible, and that whole franchise is just tops. Love the Metal Gear stuff, stealthing around, choking guys out. You know.
Well, I like the Hitman series. Those are always cool.
Oh yeah, Hitman series was really cool.
Yeah. And I
Yep.
didn't say it 'cause I thought you would have it, but Twisted Metal.
Oh, what a great
Great game.
franchise.
Great
And they
game.
came, and they came out with a show about that, right?
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah, I haven't
series. I
seen it.
haven't seen it.
No.
Yeah. The ice cream truck, the guy on the
You always got
motorcycle.
to shout out a Street Fighter 2. 2 or 3? 2.
Street Fighter. Can't beat that. Mortal Kombat. I like those games, but honestly, I got my butt kicked all the time on the fighting, the Street Fighters. And Mike would always hand me my ass in that. I
You
couldn't
got to do
compete.
the Haruken.
Right. And I just didn't mash well enough or didn't know the combos. I don't think I ever really owned the
it was
games long enough to put the
definitely a
time in.
button matching game.
Yeah.
For
That
sure.
or you just got to really put the time in and get the combos down. But,
Yeah, that too.
I like to just lock in with some Sim City and just build just a awesome functioning city and just make it sweet and love the simulation stuff.
4 hours later, you got a tornado wiping out your entire city.
Yeah. Those are fun. Yeah, you could even put them go into like I don't know, sometimes what were those called? Where it was like, I don't know, instead of building a city, you started with one that already existed, and then you got to have like a natural disaster happen, and you tried to save the city and all that. That was fun.
Yeah. You play
Godzilla
the
would come
cheat
through.
mode and no natural disasters unless you wanted it to happen.
Yeah, yeah. If you had them on, and I mean you weren't expecting it, that was tragic. That was you were messed up for the whole day.
Well, I
Josh, what
never
happened?
built.
Damn tsunami came through in Sim City.
Yeah, never built the nuclear power plant because of that.
You're right. Yeah, end your whole city just like that.
Yeah, not happening.
Good times, man. Some classic
Yes,
video
sir.
games. You guys are watching this later on. Throw your top 3 old school video games there in the chat. D1 Jeppy, I'm going to give you a salute. Thanks for checking in there in the chat. I see lots of highs.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Hello,
checking us
everybody.
out.
Appreciate you watching.
Yep.
Appreciate the chats.
Big shout out to our sponsors again: Buckeye Wine and Spirits, Plaza Mexican Grill, Playa Bowls, Mikey's Late Night Slice, and Buckeye Donuts. Thanks for all the support, guys, from Buckeye Land. Benny, let's get these recruits, baby.
OH, baby.
Let's get to number 1. IO. Great show.
Bring them in. Watch out for tomorrow and Friday, gentlemen. Might have a few new players on the team, and we could use them. Men in the trenches.
We need them. O lineman, D lineman.
Badly.
Let's get them, boys. Great show tonight, Ben. I'll talk to you
man.
soon, man.
Shout out to Joey. Good
Yep.
show all around.
Good stuff, fellas. We'll see you here. If not next week, definitely keep the every other week going here. But we'll see you guys here soon. Go Bucks.
Go Bucks. See you guys.
See you guys.